When I was in prison, I met this amazing girl. Her name was Macy, and she was from Utah, and I'm from Utah. So I had already been in prison a couple of years when she came in. And I remember the first day that she came into the Career Resource Center where I worked. And she was like, I want to figure out what classes I can take and how to make the most of my time and what I can do to improve my life. And it was her first day in prison. And I was like, well, what's your prison sentence? And she goes, well, I have a 10-year prison sentence, but I don't want to waste my time. And I was like, well, let's just go find you a bed and a job before we do anything else. So Macy and I became friends. I remember one day we were sitting in the kitchen and we were disagreeing about something. And she's like, hey, Porsche, let's just both be right. That's kind of was our motto from then on. You know, there were lots of things. We both had pretty strong personalities. The thing that I loved about Macy is Macy just knew that she was guilty and she wasn't in denial. And that was a big problem for me. And a lot of the other people that were in there on white collar charges. It was like, we would spend all this time complaining about how dirty the government was, which may be true, but it really didn't change the fact that what we did was wrong and illegal, at least for me. And I remember Macy one day saying, Portia, who are you at war with? Why are you so angry? She's like, don't you get it? Judges bang their gavel, school teachers go to teach school, drug dealers go to prison, fraudsters go to prison. It was so simple for her. And it really helped me get to a place where I recognized, like, I did this to myself. So I remember one time Macy loved ice cream. And it was funny because we never got ice cream in prison, but there was one time that they gave us ice cream. And I remember the girls on the compound are like, they got ice cream in the chow hall. And Macy and I, like, we took off. You can't run in prison out in the compound, but we walked real fast to get to the kitchen. And as soon as we got there, we got our ice cream and I could see how much Macy liked it. So I started looking around and I was like, I gotta ask somebody, maybe somebody else won't want their ice cream. So I started asking people and people were pissed. You could tell they were just like, yeah, I want my ice cream. And Macy goes, Porsche, don't do it again. You're gonna get somebody mad. But later on, Macy wrote me this really sweet letter. It was for my birthday. And what she said to me was, she goes, Portia, you are a true friend. She said, I've had a lot of friends that have had my back. She goes, that day when you were trying to get me more ice cream, that's an example of a friend that has my back. She goes, but what I needed was a true friend, somebody that I could talk to that listened and cared. And I love her so much. I haven't seen her for a while. She's home from prison now, but I just respect and admire so much about Macy because she has overcome things I'll never have to overcome.